There's not going to be any context for this video, so let's just get into it. Have you ever seen these impact train horns? They look freaking awesome, but they're also friggin' expensive. $185, $210, $180, $185, $160, $160. I think we can do better than that. All we're gonna need, air horns from Harbor Freight, and one of these guys from Amazon. This kit will run you about 20 bucks. And this is a drill battery adapter. So you can put your 18-volt drill battery and it converts the voltage to 12 volts. Since this is a 12-volt system, I think we're on to something here. The main advantage of the kits I showed you is they come with a drill body, horns mounted to it, something like that. But if I can get one of these things mocked up for less than $50, I'm gonna show you how to do it. So we have the compressor, you got your power and ground down at the bottom here, relay that we don't need, a hose that go to the two air horns. So it comes with a Y adapter. I'm gonna have to cut this hose down. I need to figure out a way to mount these. Compressor here, two air horns mounted right on top, and then all this is sitting behind the main switch. I got a piece of this angled aluminum at Home Depot. It's pretty thin, 1/10 of an inch, almost 3 millimeters. Should be plenty for our proof of concept. Easy to drill, easy to cut. Allow me to get some mounting points for these horns. And because it's an angle, I might be able to mount it here and then have the two air horns right up on top. So first I'm gonna cut off a 4-inch section and use that to mount the horns and the compressor. Okay, I have my 4-inch section cut. One hole on that side, two holes on that side. Now for these guys, same idea. The horns have these two square-backed fasteners. I'm gonna get them started in the bracket first. That looks promising. Let's do the other one. Let me go ahead and cut these. Alright, so the horn assembly is done. I'd like to find a way to get this to be the main trigger point. And I may have to do that a little bit crudely, but we'll just have to see. The only downside with this thing here is since it's not run off of a impact, I gotta deal with this converter here that steps it down from 18 to 12. I just need to find a way to mount it. There's some screws down on the bottom. Let's see what happens if I take those out. So that's pretty simple. Just a toggle switch hooked up to some leads. What I would like to get out of this is a mounting point. So instead of having the wires come out through the top, I'm gonna drill some holes on the sides. Will this work as a proof of concept? The only thing I gotta be concerned with is the solder points on the switch. I think we can get around that. Bend them back down and around like this, and let's see what happens. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay, so here's my idea, is use my old friend angled aluminum here. Roughly probably 6.5 inches there. Put some mounting points on it. I got some number 10 1/2-inch nut and screw combos. These are machine screws. And as you can see, I already have them tucked away in there pretty nice. And that's exactly what I needed because of the two little supports in there for the circuit board. I didn't want anything bigger than that. These fit actually pretty nice. So switch is here. I think I'm gonna have it headed out this way. Just give them a good snug here. Be careful of that plastic. I probably don't really need to do this, but just for some peace of mind, I'm gonna cover the screw heads with some electrical tape. Okay, let's see how this worked. Am I gonna run into issues? Yeah, we should be good there. Take the wires, feed them out of the holes. Yeah, put it back together. Let's see what happens. Okay, it is a tight fit, but I think we're gonna be okay. As with any good project, there's going to be some trial and error here. I'm gonna turn this around. So I'm still gonna mount it here, have the air horns going up top, but I wanna add this. All right, now we have kind of a double-sided bracket. I can put these dudes back on. So I'm gonna try just mounting it a little bit higher up. These came with some brackets. I'm gonna put this on the outside so that I have a mounting point for the compressor. There we go. Now we have the bracket, and I can theoretically, yeah. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, is tip it up out of the way so I'd have more room for my finger. There's not a lot of room the way I put this bracket on. So really the next thing I need to do is figure out a place to mount this guy. I'll just punch a hole in here, mount it off to the side of the bracket. The number 10s work great for this thing as well, just for a little bit of added security. Gonna put some double-sided tape down. There we go. Yellow is positive, black is negative. Okay, so I need those to go down to the bottom, and we're just gonna have enough room. And to make life a little easier, I'm just gonna butt connector those things with some uninsulated butt connectors, and then shrink them up when I get done. So black is the negative, yellow is the positive. Are we gonna have room? We do. Now, before I go crazy, make sure it's off. And there you have it. Let's see if it works. Okay, so I think my goal of making this myself is a success. Is it the prettiest thing in the world? No, but it does work. It's very loud. I've got the power wire disconnected here so I don't accidentally blast my eardrums like I did earlier. The part I like least about it is the voltage regulator over here, but I don't know how I would get around that and still have a place to put my hand. I would like this to be a little bit taller as well, so I thought maybe putting a piece of square tubing or something there so that I could put my whole hand around it. As far as the drill battery adapter goes, that thing works great. If you have a crazy project like this, or you just want to run a light, the next thing I might do with this is put a Hella driving light on it, just as a super bright flashlight. But anyway, I'd call that a success. I know this is a crazy video and you probably didn't know what direction it was headed in, but if you stuck with it, I'm happy to have you. If you have questions, if you'd like to build something like this your own, leave those questions down in the comment section. All in all, I like it. I think it turned out great. I hope you feel the same. And as always, thanks for watching.